Subversive. Do you think that's the right adjective to describe the parable of the Good Samaritan? Well, now we all know the story. We were taught it at Sunday school. One day this guy was walking along the road, I think going from one town to another, and he was set upon by thieves and beaten up and all his stuff stolen. And he's left there half dead. And then along comes a priest. And he sees the guy and passes by on the other side, crosses the road and ignores him. And immediately, can you see how subversive that is? Jesus is attacking the priests. Now, they had a lot of power in Palestine at that time. And he's saying, firstly saying that particular priest was cowardly. And therefore all priests possibly were cowardly. And he was saying that that priest didn't follow his own religion. He didn't love his neighbour as himself as he was supposed to do. And all priests were like that. So he was attacking the priesthood very deliberately. And anyway, the priest goes away and then along comes a Levite. Now a Levite is another member of the house of Levi. That's the tribe that produces priests. So Jesus is now saying, and of course this Levite also passes by on the other side, it ignores this poor man. And so Jesus again is saying it's not just the people who are priests, but the whole of that tribe. They are not following the religion properly. They are not loving. And so no wonder the priesthood was so angry with Jesus, and that must have been one of the reasons why they wanted him crucified. So yes, subversive may well be the adjective to talk about the parable of the Good Samaritan. Anyway, along comes a Samaritan. Now he's a sort of foreigner. He believes in the same God but doesn't follow all the rules, and his beliefs aren't quite right, so not accepted by the priesthood. But he comes along and he takes up this guy and puts him on his donkey and takes him to an inn where he can be looked after and gives money for him. Now the whole story of the Good Samaritan is started by a lawyer who says, "Who is my neighbour?" after Jesus says, "Love thy neighbour as thyself." And so Jesus then asks him a question at the end of the story. Which of these three do you think was a neighbour to the man who fell among robbers? And the lawyer says, well, the one who showed him mercy. And Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." So Jesus is making a theological point here. It's we need to be loving our neighbour, and it doesn't actually matter whether we're following all the right rules of the religion properly. It probably even doesn't matter if we're believing the right thing. It's how we behave that's the most important thing. That's how we will be judged, which is somewhat different from Paul and other writers in the New Testament who say the important thing is, do we believe in Jesus Christ? So who are we following? Jesus, who says, love thy neighbour, and that's how you'll be judged, or believe in Jesus, and that's how you'll be judged? Difficult.
The things that you're liable to read in the Bible, it ain't necessary